네, 감독님 안녕하세요.
그래.
안녕하세요.
네, 자기소개 직접 부탁드리겠습니다.
My name is Nicolas Bourriaud. I'm a curator and a writer, and I'm actually currently artistic director of the 15th 광주 Biennial, which opens on September 6th.
네, 비엔날레가 얼마 남지 않았습니다. 지금 준비 어떻게 돼가고 있습니까?
This is the moment where technicians are working on videos, the shippings are arriving every day, we have to open the crates. And some artists have arrived already, so it's a kind of a moment of standby and excitement at the same time.
광주에 오셨을 때 도시 자체에 대한 인상은 어땠는지 또 궁금합니다.
Well, Gwangju has a very specific position for art, actually, not only in Korea, but internationally, I would say, because everybody knows that this biennial had also a political purpose, an historical purpose, which is born out of the uprising of the 80s. So it makes Gwangju Biennial a very special one, actually, something which has meaning, which means something for the people here, and I try to be up to this task.
네, 이번 비엔날레 주제가 판소리, 모두의 울림입니다. 그런데 판소리와 현대 미술이 어떻게 만나서 결합됐는지 이 테마 자체가 굉장히 좀 생소하면서도 또 흥미롭거든요.
I wanted for this exhibition to take a much broader angle on it. So I started to think about the idea of space, and then I've been researching for the biennial, and at some point I saw a movie by Im Kwon-taek, the Pansori singer, and I was fascinated by the whole story, actually, and I saw it the second time, and then I realized that the real subject of this movie was not only the transmission of the traditional pansori skills, but it was space. Because the real subject, if you really see this movie, is the countryside in Korea after the war. You know, the way people are re-inhabiting their space, actually. And then it made me think that pansori, which is very much linked to this region also, could be the image that conveys all the contents I wanted to bring in to the biennial.
이번 전시에 30개 나라에서 70여 명의 작가들이 참여를 한다고 들었습니다. 주목해야 될 어떤 그 요소들이 있다면 뭔지 좀 설명해 주시겠어요?
Well, the specificity of this exhibition is that every floor has a different atmosphere, actually. You will start with a very dense, saturated, claustrophobic even, first floor, and then, which is very urban, from the city, and the second floor will be this kind of, let's say, saturated space, but in the countryside, and then the third one is about, the way animals, vegetables, plants, atmosphere, everything is actually intertwining in the works of the artist. And then the two last floors are much more like very desert, very dark, So it's like a kind of, I say it's a kind of opera you can walk into, in a way. It's like a movie, if you want, which has different sequences. So in every sequence, in every floor, you have, some very spectacular installations.
감독님께서는 기후 위기 시대, 지금 광주는 엄청 더운데 기후 위기 시대의 예술의 기능에 대해서 말씀을 이제 해오셨습니다. 이 기후 위기 시대에 예술이 할 수 있는 역할이 과연 무엇인지 궁금한데.
Well, this is where the role of art is absolutely crucial. Because how did we get into the situation we're in terms of climate perturbations? It provides us a different representation of what nature is. And slowly it modifies our relationship with nature, it modifies our relationship with the world, and it creates a consciousness of what actually we're living in. And what you have to really be aware of is that everything that is important today, that really creates human history is invisible. Viruses are invisible. It modified deeply
Change everything.
the Earth recently. Degrees of heat are invisible. The rise of the oceans is invisible. All that's important is invisible. And what is art? What makes the invisible visible? What gives a representation of the invisible? And if you don't have art, you cannot see those things.
네. 그럼에도 불구하고 현대미술은 여전히 어렵습니다. 어떻게 하면 이걸 조금 더 가깝게 다가와서 이해할 수 있을지 약간의 팁을 주신다면.
Do you enjoy baseball?
Sure.
Yeah. As a European, I don't understand baseball at all. Actually, when I look at a baseball game on TV, I understand nothing. It makes no sense at all. But it's not that baseball is bad. It's because me, I didn't learn. Pablo Picasso was saying the same about art. You know, it's like he said it's like Chinese language. It's difficult, but you have to learn it.
Yeah.
And that's the only way to get. It's like art, visual arts, more or less the same thing than music, actually. Some people have a good ear and they can understand music immediately. Some people have good eyes and they can understand art immediately. But most of the people have to learn either music or art to distinguish between what's interesting and what's not, what's quality actually and what is not. And that's nothing more than trying to work a little bit.
오늘 말씀 여기까지 듣겠습니다. 감사합니다.
Thank you very much for your time.
감사합니다.